those three crews now level with the coxswain on the bow ball of those three crews, the cox of UC Davis. Another half a length back, we've got Grand Valley and Vanderbilt, then a few more seats to Pittsburgh and Western Washington trailing. Coming up to the 1,000, Davis has one length crossing the 1,000. The other three boats mentioned earlier are still locked dead even. That would be Georgia, Western Washington, and Ohio State. So it's UC Davis showing its first little splash of open water. Georgia, Washington State, and Ohio State still locked head-to-head, bow-to-bow for second place, third place, and fourth place. They now have just about a length over Grand Valley, who has about a half a length over Vanderbilt and Pittsburgh. So 7:50 to go. It's still Davis by not quite a length now over charging Ohio State. Ohio State has established themselves in second. They've got about a third of a length now over Washington State and Georgia, who are still closely locked together. We're going to turn you over to the tower with Davis extending its lead. Ohio State trying to see if they can stay in this race and catch Davis.
UC Davis struggling to maintain their lead here coming into the last 500. All boats have crossed the 500-meter mark. UC Davis at about a 36 stroke rate here. Followed closely by Ohio State. Ohio State making a move on UC Davis. Will they respond? It's going to be a close race for third between Washington State and UGA. Ohio State really fighting the first place, struggling for that gold medal here in the last 250 meter. Ohio State picking up the pace here at 40 strokes a minute, with Davis responding at 43 strokes a minute.
Go Davis!
It's looking like Washington State in third here. Pulling up to the finish, we have a great race.
And the next event is the men's varsity B final. In lane 1, Virginia, lane 2, North Carolina, lane 3, UMass, lane 4, Orange Coast, lane 5, UC Santa Barbara, then Bucknell, Vermont, and UCLA in lane 8. And the race is underway.
At the B final of the men's varsity 8, 400 meters in, and this is a tightly bunched pack. First to 8th place is about a half a length. The leaders would probably right now be OCC, but just barely over Bucknell. Now as 500, they start to spread out a little bit. Bucknell and OCC pressing one another for the lead. And there's a lot of boats level. 3rd place might well be UMass. But if you're watching the television, the monitors, or on your phone, you'll see that from 1st to 8th is less than a half a length. Bucknell the leader. Orange Coast in 2nd. That's about a quarter of a length. Delaware in 3rd, level with UMass, and they're about a deck behind Orange Coast. And here comes Santa Barbara in the middle moving up. They're now level with Orange Coast. I've got Bucknell in 1st, I've got Virginia in 8th, and I've got Bucknell 2/3 of a length over Virginia. That's how tight this is, gang. 800 meters into the race. Bucknell still leading, but Santa Barbara closing in. Santa Barbara has taken over 2nd place, and their bow ball is now up to the bow man of Bucknell. UCLA in lane 8, making a charge. They have moved from about 5th to 3rd, but that only means they've moved about 3 seats. UCLA, though, putting a little pressure on Santa Barbara. Santa Barbara a deck behind Bucknell. UCLA a foot behind Santa Barbara. Orange Coast a 1/3 of a length back, along with University of Massachusetts. Vermont also moving up. They're level with UMass. Bucknell trying to hold off Santa Barbara, but it's the Gauchos drawing level and now taking the lead, with Santa Barbara taking the lead from Bucknell. Still 3rd place, UCLA. This is going to be changing positions left and right. 650 meters to go. A little bit of spread coming now for the first 3. Santa Barbara, Bucknell, and UCLA, but not far ahead of several other crews.
And Santa Barbara coming across the 500-meter mark at 37 strokes a minute, with Bucknell chasing them down. It is anybody's race for 3rd. With UMass making a move. Santa Barbara with about overlapping decks with Bucknell. UMass making a move. Orange Coast is not out of it either.
For our final race of the day, coming up is our men's Varsity 8 A Final. In lane 1, we have UC Irvine, lane 2, Minnesota, lane 3, Michigan, 4, Purdue, 5, Delaware, 6, Notre Dame, 7, Boston College, and 8, Connecticut.
We are underway in the final race of the day, final race of the year for club rowing. Men's Varsity 8 A Final has just left the blocks, and we're going to hope for the same kind of barn burner as the B Final. Really aggressive start by Irvine over in lane 1. They've got a slight early advantage over, it looks like, Michigan and Delaware. Yes. Purdue right there with them as well. So it's a deck lead for Irvine over Michigan, Purdue, and Delaware. 2:50 into the race. Everybody else right there, once again, 8 boats across, 400 meters in, maybe a third of a length from first to last. Up in the front, it looks like things are changing a bit. It's Delaware catching Irvine. They've got about a half a deck on Irvine, except now it's a half a deck on Michigan, who has moved into second. So crossing 500, it's going to be Delaware, half a deck on Michigan. Michigan, half a deck on Purdue. Irvine still close. It's hard to tell through all these bodies. Still, from first to 8th, less than a length. From first to 7th, probably 2/3 of a length. The only crew that's dropped slightly back right now, Boston College. It's Delaware and Michigan, a deck apart. Delaware in the lead. Purdue a quarter length behind. Delaware throwing them in, but Michigan starting to show its strength. Michigan closing in for the lead. It's now Delaware by a foot or two over Michigan. Purdue about a quarter length back. And the rest of the field probably 3/4 of a length behind the leader. And the leader now is Michigan. They poked their nose in front at 900 meters. They've got about a 2 to 3 foot lead over Delaware. Purdue still right there, about a quarter length back. This is a tooth and nail fight because, as we've seen lots of times this last few days, this Delaware crew isn't going to give up. None of their crews have. They have actually bumped back in front as they cross the 1,000 by about a foot over Michigan. Purdue gamely hanging on, but they're now about a half a length behind the leaders. It's Delaware still by just about a foot over Michigan. Purdue a half a length back, and they've now got a half a length over fourth place, which is Notre Dame. Hard to believe, but it's been about 250 meters, Delaware leading Michigan by a foot. That's exactly how balanced this has been. It is Delaware by a foot, half a length back, Purdue. Purdue 3/4 of a length on Notre Dame. Notre Dame 3/4 of a length over the other contenders. Boston College has turned it on a little bit. They have now moved past Connecticut. Boston College has moved now into fifth place, coming through the field. But up in the front, that's where the battle is. And it's Delaware now starting to move ahead. Delaware has a seat on Michigan. They have 4 seats on Purdue. Purdue now nearly a length clear of Notre Dame. So those 3 fighting for the medals. It's about a deck for Delaware. Delaware still moving. Delaware a quarter of a length on Michigan. Purdue beginning to close on Michigan. We've got 350 meters to go, and the Delaware crew is really impressive here. Clean rowing, hard rowing, a quarter of a length on Michigan. I've seen them row, they're rowing hard too. It's just hard to see them through these bodies. Hitting 250, Michigan begins to move. It's a deck length, Michigan now. Closing in on Delaware. It's a deck, Delaware. It's Purdue still a half a length back. 200 meters to go. Does Delaware have another gear, or did Michigan come through with its power? It looks like Delaware's got a gear, and it looks like Michigan's got the power. We need to see this happen. The crowd certainly is out yelling me right now. This is a photo finish coming up. Yes. Well, the Delaware boys, they've got